All right, the 49ers have finalized their initial 53-man roster for this 2023 season. I'm going to take you through it very quickly here. This is really the instant reaction, concise format for those of you who haven't been paying painstaking attention to what's been going on. So it is available. You could check this out in the description. This is the actual 53-man roster. I was charting this in real time. We're going to go through every single position. First, quarterback. All three aboard as expected for the 49ers. That's Brock Purdy, Sam Darnold, and Brandon Allen. Then running back. Kyle Shanahan has always carried 5 running backs. Jack Coletto, the fullback, he was a necessary risk for the 49ers to waive just because there's no room on this roster for anybody else, especially a backup fullback. You can't carry 2. So you've got to count on Coletto passing through waivers. I will say that teams who wanted Coletto after the draft, well, but probably it's going to be a lot harder for them to want him for a 53-man roster because after the draft, you've got 90 spots. After the cut down, you only have 53 spots. So good chance Coletto passes through waivers and he'll be on the 49ers practice squad. Other than that, no shocks here that we expected all 5 of these guys to make the team. McCaffrey, Mitchell, Davis, Price, Jordan Mason, who's got the foot sprain, therefore shaded in red right now, and the fullback, Kyle Juszczyk. On the receiver, Ronnie Bell forced his way onto this football team. Ronnie Bell with the yards after the catch, the dog mentality. We saw this coming. 7th-round pick. He was going to make the team. He's got some return ability too. Now, the 49ers are a bit of a tight spot because Danny Gray and Ray McLeod may both miss week 1 with injuries. So the practice squad here is particularly important. Look for somebody like Tay Martin to make it. Look for maybe Chris Conley, who was cut to make this team at practice squad. Willie Snead IV, Isaiah Winstead. Those are all players who were jettisoned today but might be back to the practice squad as soon as tomorrow. And the 49ers might need those activations to get through week 1, maybe even week 2, maybe even week 3, because Danny Gray and Ray McLeod are currently hurt. Ayuk, Samuel, Jennings, those guys, no surprise either. Tight end position. I don't have a text title for tight end, but tight end, Braden Willis made it. Cam Latu to injured reserve. So one rookie in, the other rookie out. Braden Willis in, Cam Latu, red shirt. We'll put red shirt year for Cam Latu. Had those drop problems during the preseason. He's going to need meniscus surgery. Latu still with the team, but he didn't make the initial 53, so he's ineligible to play for the 49ers this year. It's going to be a behind-the-scenes developmental season for Cam Latu. Braden Willis, though, 7th-round pick, earned his way on. 49ers went with veteran reliability here. That's Charlie Werner and Ross Dwelley, obviously on top of George Kittle. Offensive line, they took 9 instead of just 8. One of the few things Matt Barrows and I got wrong in our projection was Nick Zakelj. We thought he struggled. We thought that they would try to sneak him through the practice squad. It probably just shows you, though, that offensive linemen are hard to come by in this league. They don't just grow on trees. So the 49ers believe in Nick Zakelj's development. He's not going to be their first-string backup interior offensive lineman or their second-string interior offensive lineman. He's more like third-string. John Feliciano, the veteran, is going to come in at guard or center if the 49ers need a substitute. For tackle, if they need a substitute at left tackle for Trent Williams, Jalen Moore is their guy. On the other side, Matt Pryor made the team. He'd be their guy behind Colton McKivitz. The 49ers did waive both Ilm Manning and Jason Poe. Those are both players that I do think they can get back on the practice squad. Same thing with Joey Fisher, although I'm not sure where they stand with him. I do know that Manning and Poe are players they would like to have back. Defensive line, both Kalia Davis and Robert Beal made the 49ers football team. Robert Beal might be hurt. He missed practice the other day. Maybe they push him on to IR because we do have to remember that Kerry Hyder Jr. and Austin Bryant are going to be back. They were cut for procedural reasons because 2 players from this list are going to be placed on IR at some point as corresponding moves. So the procedural reasons for the departures of Hyder and Bryant must be factored in when we look at the group of players who made it for the 49ers along the defensive line. Obviously, Bosa is still on the team, but he's on the reserve list. That's why there's 54 players here. Bosa doesn't count, but Armstead counts. So does Hargrave. So does Drake Jackson. Cleveland Farrell, Kevin Givens, Javon Kinlaw, Robert Beal and Cleo Davis made the team. I think obviously one of these two defensive linemen is going to go to injured reserve. I don't think it will be Cleo Davis because he's been back at practice. So when you have Hyder and you have Bryant as part of this mix, you're going to want to have at least 9 guys here. So I think one of these players is going to go. 2 more are going to join the 49ers to make either 9 or 10. So probably 10 defensive linemen for all intents and purposes once these 2 guys are back. Then to the linebacker room, star-studded situation for the 49ers. Warner and Greenlaw at the top. They didn't make a trade, probably because of the fact that Oren Burks was hurt. That was totally limited. They wanted both of these impressive rookies, D. Winters and Jalen Graham, to make the 53. They did. We knew that Demetrius Flanagan-Foles would make it because of the guaranteed money. That is a strong linebacker room, best linebacker room in the entire NFL. Marcelino McCrary-Ball didn't make it. Definitely a practice squad candidate for the 49ers. Finally, move over to defensive back. No Deshaun Jameson, but they're confident they could get him through to the practice squad. He impressed them during this offseason. Charvarius Ward, Ambry Thomas, Samuel Womack make the team. Obviously, Deommodore Lenoir. Yes, Isaiah Oliver's on the team. They're going to be running the split between Lenoir and Oliver at nickelback. Safety, Hufanga, Odom, Deshaun Gibson, and Jair Brown. Zane Gonzalez is on injured reserve. They couldn't just waive him. Couldn't just cut him because he's hurt with the calf strain. So he's on injured reserve, might reach an injury settlement. Zane can't return for the 49ers this year. Unfortunately for them, they couldn't trade him away because he did get hurt. That was a tough break for the 49ers. No showcase, no trade, but they're going to be counting on Jake Moody to be back either by week 1 or they'll sign a kicker to the practice squad to be activated. But they do hold on to Jake Moody, their 3rd-round pick. Pepper and Wishnowsky round out the 53. Now, keep in mind that this is just the first of many 53-man rosters that the 49ers will have this season. In fact, with Kerry Hyder and Austin Bryant rejoining the team tomorrow, 2 more moves have got to be made to IR to make room for them. The 53-man roster is going to change. It's going to change again when Nick Bosa finally re-signs because he's going to come off the reserve list and the 49ers will have to find a spot for him. So this is going to be a living, breathing collection of players over the course of the year. This is just the beginning, but it does give us an idea of where the 49ers are headed. On top of all of that, the 49ers are going to have to sign 16 players to their practice squad tomorrow. They can make it 17 if one of those players is Alfredo Gutierrez. So many of the players that you saw cut today are going to be back tomorrow, starting tomorrow for that 49ers practice squad. This is a major inflection point in building a championship caliber team. The 49ers trying to work around some injuries, trying to work around some situations like Nick Bosa's, and it looks like they've taken that major step toward it here on Cut Down Day. All right, be back out at the facility tomorrow. Gonna go analyze this through some writing now. Everybody tune in to The Athletic. Everybody keep tuning in right here. We will talk to you all very soon. Bye now.